Here's a montage image that I made for this video. Now, is it possible to demonstrate how to create a montage in around 5 minutes? Let's try. I find that picking a textured background is the place to start. Something like this. I then copied this rusty ironwork into my layers, but I wanted to use one of the blend modes here to blend it with the brickwork below. Now I use darken, and I'm going to shortcut that by going straight to it. But why did I use darken? Simply because I tried all of the others, and this was the one I liked the look of. It's as simple as that. Now the shape of those curved rivets make a nice frame within a frame. So using the move tool, I decided to move that piece of ironwork to the top of my image. Then it seemed to make sense that, well, why don't I do the same for the bottom? So coming back to my layers, Control J will make a copy of that layer. Let me select this one here. I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and I want to flip vertical. Then I can click and drag. And I've got a nice curve at the top, and I've got a curve at the bottom. We've got a little bit of darkness through the middle. Well, that's pretty easy to fix, either with a layer mask, or we can simply cut it off. It's just caused by an overlap. If I select the top layer, Control and click, you can see I've now got a selection. If I turn that off and switch to the other part of my background, you can see now I can just cut off that little bit by hitting Control X. Then when I turn them both back on, you can see the overlap is not there at all. And by the time we put other images in place, everything's going to work pretty good. So what a nice background to make a start. Now I chose this miner's lamp as my main centre of interest, and I've copied it into my montage, but I've put it on the rule of thirds on the right hand side. What I want to do next is to select it. So I'm going to go to Select, Subject. As soon as a selection is made, I'm going to choose to create a mask down at the bottom of the layers. Not perfect, but it's going to meet our needs, because if I pick up my mask or select the mask, select black and a soft edge brush, I can look up at the flow rate at the top of the screen, push it up a little bit, and I can start to do a little bit of work around the edges wherever I feel I need it. But I also want to blend this. And again, for the same reasons I suggested before, I chose darken. Now the problem with this is we're losing the lamp a little too much now. So what I do in that situation, and I find I have to do this quite a bit with montages, is to copy that entire layer, turn the top layer back to normal, but now I need to flood my entire mask with black. Alt backspace will do that because black is my foreground colour. Now with my mask flooded with black, to bring through the original sitting on the top of the layered stack, I need to paint white. So let's go to the toolbox, select white. We've got a soft edge brush. We've got a flow rate of about 14%. You may need to enlarge the image, and you may need a slightly lower flow than that. But then I can now just show the parts of the lamp where I want it to show. So if I want to make an emphasis on the badge because that's an important part, then I can do that. Now, believe it or not, I can't really say any more about the technical aspects of putting together a montage. Everything else is done exactly the same. Here's another image that I've dragged in and resized and placed where I think it's going to work well. But here I found a better blend mode here was hard light. And then I added the mask to take away those edges and to make it appear as if the lamp is sitting over the top. From here, we just look for images to include maybe along the bottom, on the right, anything at the top left. Well, the rest is personal preference and our own creativity. So choose a texture to start. Copy and paste in the images you want, one at a time. Blend them to suit. Mask them where necessary. The skill with Montage is the subject you choose, how much of that subject, i.e. how many images you're going to include, and where you place the content. If you'd like to see longer, more detailed videos on this subject, check out my related video links below. I'll see you next time.